Hello and welcome to the Friday 5. This week we're back to the traditional Friday 5 and I'm going to give you 5 things. And this week we are talking about money. Not saving money, not spending money, but having money. When you're backpacking, no matter where you are, having access to money and your finances is quite important. And when you lose that access, things can be pretty stressful. I would also like to dedicate this edition of the Friday 5 to Kayla, a very avid watcher of the Backpack with Brock videos, who unfortunately recently lost her debit card to a bank machine. And that was a stressful experience. So this one's for her. This is 5 tips on how to maintain access to your money so that you can keep traveling without a hitch. Here we go. The debit card. This is probably my main access to money, mostly in Asia. In Europe, you can use your credit card and other sources, but in a lot of places, this is the only way to get money from a bank machine. And I actually, before I left, went to the bank, and they actually gave me 2 bank cards. So I keep this one in my wallet, in my pocket, or in my money belt. And then I have another one hidden in my bag. It's actually so well hidden that I couldn't find it for this report. But I know it's in there somewhere, and if I needed it in an emergency, I could get that and have access to money from my bank account. The credit card. Now, this can be used for booking flights, sometimes in certain restaurants, booking hostels online, or sometimes in person. So this is important to have. If you do lose your credit card, hopefully if you're with a major company like Visa or MasterCard, they would be able to ship that to you, expedited service to wherever you are in the world. Make sure you ask them that before you leave. I also have my debit card information on my credit card. So if I lost both of my debit cards, I technically could use this to take money out of my account. I keep this in my money belt, around my waist, or in my wallet. This is probably the better option in case your wallet gets taken out of your pocket. But yes, traveling with a credit card is going to be important. Also, call your credit card company or your bank and inform them that you are going on a trip. There's actually systems in credit cards, in the credit card companies, that they pick up when you are not in the country of your residence. And they can actually freeze that card unless they know otherwise that you are traveling abroad. So make sure you inform your credit card company that you're going abroad. 3! Traveler's checks. Now, some people use traveler's checks as their main source of exchanging money. They get some traveler's checks from the bank, and then they go abroad and exchange them. I wouldn't personally recommend this idea, especially if you're going for a long trip. You can take money out with your debit card. You can use your Visa. If you have some American money, you can exchange it. The reason I brought some traveler's checks along is that, again, if I run out of cash, lose all of this stuff, at least hopefully maybe my traveler's checks haven't been stolen. And I can, in an emergency situation, take those and exchange them. Usually the rate for exchanging isn't the best, so they are like the final scenario that I have to deal with. And I keep them hidden somewhere in my bag, and the number that you need to exchange them hidden somewhere else. So traveler's checks are definitely a last resort, but okay to have. 2! Good old American money. Around the world, this is the money to use. If you have to exchange money, you always know that they are going to exchange American. And make sure that they are crisp, clean, new bills, because there are some places that if they're wrinkled and stuff, they won't be able to exchange it. I actually also have hidden some of this in my bag and keep some in my money belt as well. So if everything went missing, my credit card, my debit, traveler's checks and whatnot, I know that somewhere in my bag, as long as that wasn't taken too, I have some American money stashed that I can at least make a phone call home. And finally, and I think maybe one of the most important things that you should do to ensure that you can have access to money no matter where you are in the world, is that before you leave, especially if you're going on a long trip, find someone that you really trust, whether it's your parents or a very close friend, a loved one. Take them to the bank with you and sign them on as a power of authority, or give them access to your bank account. I've met a few travelers who have been in that situation where they've lost their debit card, they don't have access to money, but they are not able to call the bank. Hours of operation are different. They are in Asia where, in the middle of the night, that's when the banks are open and they can't find a phone that they can call. So having someone back home who can go to the bank, speak on your behalf, make sure that they get the things sorted out, that they have the address to send the Visa card to, or that they can take out some money and put it in a Western Union account and transfer those funds across. It's definitely helpful, and it comes in handy if you have any paychecks that come in the mail, taxes and whatnot. They can go to the bank and access your money for you. Just make sure it's someone that you trust 1,000%, because you'd hate to go to take out money and find out that it's all gone because someone took it from you. Well, that sounds a bit morbid. And there you have it, 5 tips to help you make sure that you have money anywhere in the world. There are some places where, the debit card is the only thing that you're going to be able to get money out with, or your Visa is another scenario, and you just don't want that stress of not having the finances to get wherever you want to be, or be stranded in some place. I remember going through Laos, I didn't take money out before I went to customs, and I had to pay for my visa and had about $5 in my pocket. Thankfully, I was able to convince the man at the counter to go and take me across the border, where I shouldn't have been, to an ATM so I could take out some money. But don't do that stuff. It's not good form. It only causes a bit of stress. And just, make sure you have money, because it can cause a lot of headaches if you don't. And I guess that's the Friday 5. If you have tips on how to ensure that you have money while you're traveling, please leave them in the comments below, or send them to me. I can put them in a future post. And happy traveling. I will see you next Friday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.